What do I have to say? How much do I need to say in this match preview? Could bring back the classic chuffed out my absolute you know what, but we'll save it. Overdone. I've already used it twice, so we'll stick to just a normal match review. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Celtic 1, Zenit St. Petersburg 0 in the first leg of the Europa League last 32. The match at Celtic Park last night. Absolutely outstanding performance from start to finish. Celtic were the dominant team, we were the better team, and we thoroughly deserved the, I was about to say the 3 points all game. We thoroughly deserved the win last night, without a shadow of a doubt. It was an incredible night. The performance was fantastic, and weeks and weeks and weeks of doubt from not just our fans, from other fans laughing it up. But, you know, even our own fans, they think to themselves, geez, if we can't beat Coman, look, what the fuck is Zenit going to do to us? Pardon the French. But geez, last night we turned on the style and we showed we do know what we're doing. No panic. I made the video 2 weeks ago, or something like that last week, saying, can we calm down about this season? People saying, oh, it's a failure of a season, it's been a calamity, etc, etc. I made the video saying, calm it down, this season has been brilliant. Last night, that match solidifies this season is absolutely fine, and last night's performance, unbelievable. Every player from goalkeeper to striker had a fantastic match. There was not one bad player in the park. You cannot fault anyone. Fantastic performance last night from players who you might have not even expected a good performance. At the end of the day, we won 1-0 and we have the advantage going to Russia. There's obviously a lot to do now to protect this 1-0 lead, to even extend that when we go to Russia. We've not had the best of away records when it comes to European games, we know that fine well, but hopefully when we go to Russia next week, we turn on the style again, we do similar. And maybe last night was down to a number of factors. Maybe it's because Zenit haven't played a competitive game since mid-November. Maybe it's because they're not at their best, etc. But ultimately, we were the better team and we played very good football. We deserved the win. We made so many chances. We were just playing really well, applying the pressure. One thing I asked for in my pre-match live stream, if you've watched along, was don't shite out of stuff. Don't be sitting back, letting them have the ball. Keep the pressure on. Keep the urgency high. You know, that sort of message was what I was trying to get across. And it was exactly reflected in the performance. It was exactly what I was wanting to see. From minute 1 to the very last kick of the ball, we kept the pressure on Zenit. We did not let them feel comfortable at all last night at any point in the game. They had one chance, and Doris de Vries managed to pull off a very good save. But apart from that, last night, Zenit were not comfortable at any point, and that is down to the performance of each and every single player last night, and he struggled to do it in Europe. There's no doubt about that. He struggled many times. Brendan Rodgers has struggled to get the tactics on point. Last night, they were more than on point. Fantastic team selection, fantastic setup. Tactically, we were perfect last night. I could see nothing wrong. And I could go through every single, and I'm going to go through every single player, because I have to. Every player put in a performance that deserves to be acknowledged for how good it was last night. Even Dembele didn't score. Brilliant at taking the ball. His touches were fantastic. Holding up play. Setting up the goal. People on Twitter, you know, were still going on about how Dembele was shite last night. How was he? Point out where. Point out how. Last night, his first touch was amazing. Bringing the ball down. Getting off the right pass. Holding up play. Everything. Dembele was brilliant last night. Now he just needs to get scoring back into his game. And Dembele's back on form, because he was showing the signs of old Dembele last night. Those touches separate, you know, you see him bring down the ball and you can see the difference between him and any other player most of the time. He's fantastic at bringing down the ball, slowing the game, bringing it at his pace, and bringing other players into the game. He's brilliant at it. But last night was just phenomenal for Celtic in general. I don't feel like there's one player who we could focus on and say, you were outstanding over everyone else, because everyone had a fantastic game, everybody put in a shift, and no one let us down. I mean, it was a game where we went into, ultimately we were all thinking, someone's going to make an error. Simunovic is going to slip up. Lustig's going to slip up. We were all waiting on one bad performance, and there was not one bad performance on the park. It was brilliant. I'm ecstatic. The atmosphere, the 12th man factor that I spoke about, that we need to get through these games, that we didn't have against Anderlecht because we were playing shite football. It reversed last night. We were playing electric, entertaining, good football, which kept the 12th man in the game for us. And ultimately, it was piling the pressure on Zenit. You could see them. They didn't look confident. Part of that is down to the atmosphere at Celtic Park, and there was certainly an atmosphere last night. I think the fans done a terrific job. But the merits, the plaudits, the everything, the complete praise goes down to the 11 men in the park and Brendan Rodgers and everyone at Celtic for a fantastic performance. Everyone who's set up and got prepared for this game. And now we find ourselves in a good position. I feel like if we had a draw, we'd struggle. If we lost, I felt there was no chance. So we got the win. That's what we needed. And now there's real hope for us to go through to the last 16 of the Europa League. Doris de Vries, solid game. His distribution, I'll go through every player now. Distribution was absolutely fantastic. He launched balls up the park and they were going to our men. It was the opposite from going. I love Craig Gordon in between the sticks. I think he's a better keeper. There's no doubt that de Vries' distribution is better though. No doubt about it. His balls out were fantastic. We were beating men in the air, which was great as well. And it was great. Lustig, brilliant game. It made me shit myself a wee bit when he tried that overhead kick in the box. It worked, but, you know, it was not for the faint of hearted at that time of the game. But he had a great game. I don't see any point where he was exploited. Siminovic, he turned it on. Great game. Ayer, great game. They were winning their battles in there. They were confident. They were putting good tackles in, intercepting passes. They looked strong together last night. That's what we need every week. None of this. If they genuinely played like that every single week in, week out, we would be saying the exact opposite from what we're normally saying. That opposite being, this is the best Celtic's defence has been in a long, long time, since maybe Mjällby and Bobo Baldi. We've been saying this is the worst the Celtic's defence has been in so long, because of shaky performances domestically. But if they perform like that against domestic teams, the defence needs no sorting out. It was fantastic last night. Tierney, phenomenal game. Bombing up and down the park. Doing his job defensively, but also putting in an attacking shift, which was very helpful. He was getting balls in the box. He was intercepted passes. He was piling on pressure. Brilliant last night. The best part about last night's game, I'm going to call it them, the three men in the middle. What an outstanding decision from Brendan Rodgers. Abui, phenomenal. The real deal you're thinking when you see him play like that. 19, 20 years of age, he was performing fantastic last night. Deserved that standing ovation when he went off the park. Thought it was brilliant. Olivier Ntcham, a different type of fucking player. What a player. What a great player. Last night was phenomenal. A lot of people saying they're man of the match. Maybe have to agree. He was brilliant last night. He was doing the coverage on that left-hand side a lot for when Sinclair wasn't there. Sinclair didn't start. There was a great decision, I believe, from Brendan Rodgers not to start Scott Sinclair. I predicted Sinclair to start. I thought he would have started, but a fantastic decision. And Ntcham defensively was brilliant at getting back, and he was doing a job going forward in the middle and on that left-hand side of the park. And not only him, Abui done a couple of, in the second half, where you've seen him going down the side a lot. So a really interesting decision from Brendan Rodgers, but it worked. James Forrest looked sharp. Callum McGregor got the goal, an outstanding goal added to that. Brilliant game last night for him. Good to see him in the starting 11. Once again showing why he's one of the most important players at the club. Fantastic young player. Love him. Brilliant last night. And Moussa Dembele already been through. I thought he had a great game. Of course, didn't get on the score sheet. Could have probably got himself a goal if he got a couple of movements better off. But he was phenomenal, bringing players into the game and creating chances. Every attack went through Moussa Dembele, it seemed, one way or another, whether that was further on or further back. Fantastic player last night. Musonda came on. Musonda was brilliant. Set up the goal. What an assist. Magical. They tried to go through him, didn't keep him down, and he was just brilliant. Brilliant game last night. Outstanding performance from the 11 players and the players who came on the park. I'm very proud of the team. I'm very happy with the team. They've put me in a very good mood. Confident for next Thursday. I can say that. Very confident for next Thursday now. Not to the point where I'm saying, oh, we're through already. There is still a job to be done. And I'll talk about it in my match preview next week. There's still a job to be done though. We can't get complacent. Play it the way we did last night. The pressure was... That was the highlight for me. The way we didn't let them get comfortable on the ball. There was like a couple of 5-minute periods where we let them have the ball a bit longer than usual. Then the fans rained in, you know, the boos rained in, and the pressure then came back from Celtic. It was brilliant last night. I thought they'd done a phenomenal job, and it was really, really good, because the people who have been moaning about this season, the people who have the cheek to say Brendan's lost it, the people who think Brendan's, you know, this, that and the next thing, oh, it was great last season, or this player was great last season, these people get to look on that game and think to themselves, me, I was wrong. I was wrong. And last night, as I said in the video a couple of weeks ago when I said calm down, everything I said, you know, it is a good season, Hopefully we could go further in Europe, and with that performance I'm confident we can. Let me know your thoughts on the game last night, but outstanding performance, very proud of how the team played. Tactically we were on fucking form, fantastic. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed, keep up the support, share the video and such. Follow on Twitter at RyanStephenF. Also nearly 1,000 followers, so I might do a wee follow spree or something if you get the Twitter follow count up. But until next time, have a good one, and enjoy the match from last night. The result, very positive. See you next time.